Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I'm trying to be a little quiet because I got people asleep this morning. Now, the market's over $2.5 trillion now. We've got XRP's just kind of been bumping along. There's nothing real big going on there. I wanted to run by a couple of these guys, what they're saying. Credible Crypto says, shortly after my last tweet where I mentioned I was concerned about how we were looking, we lose the green level and drop down to 120, a bit shy of my dotted green line. We have now reclaimed the key level on LTF. I think the bottom is in. I'm long XRP. And then Crypto Wizard says, both moved bullish. XRP BTC is taking some time, but the longer it takes, the longer the breakout will become. I'll be looking for a scalp opportunity tomorrow. And I want to remind everybody, if you look, these are the return rates. Even though we've had a pullback the last week or so, or the last few days, XRP, and we've had an SEC lawsuit, XRP is at 658% on the year. It has outperformed Bitcoin by 100%. XRP outperforms Bitcoin by 100% with all of the free marketing and the Bitcoin global marketing program. With all of them knowing that Bitcoin, the proof of work doesn't work, XRP still outperforms it with an SEC lawsuit. What does that tell you? Now, I also want to show you this. This is Ben Armstrong. He goes by BitBoy. He's probably the biggest crypto YouTuber that there is. But listen to what he said. This is not an XRP guy, okay? This is a Bitcoin guy. But listen to what he says because he's right.
So the SEC and Ripple are going back and forth. Well, that's caused a lot of downward momentum for XRP. A lot of exchanges delisted it because of that reason, because it's basically in limbo right now. And I was very ardent, like this had a good chance to destroy XRP because the government doesn't really lose. But somehow it looks like that the judge in the case.
See, that shows that he hasn't been studying Ripple and XRP the way you and I have. Just the fact that he thought that SEC lawsuit out of the gate, could destroy it. Yeah, right.
Actually leaning towards Ripple and giving them the favorable judgment. We have a lot of evidence to suggest that. So what this means is there's been a lot of bottled up pressure for XRP ever since this was announced in December.
Oh, you're darn right.
Other coins like Ethereum and Bitcoin were exploding. You couldn't even really trade XRP places. So now places are starting to put it back on the exchange, and it's really bubbling up. And if they get that favorable judgment, the price is going to absolutely explode and go past all-time highs. So that's what we're seeing with XRP.
Not only is XRP the greatest digital asset created, it has the greatest upside potential of any digital asset on that entire coin market cap. I don't care what the stupid coin you're investing in right now that looks like a dog or a rat or a cat. Those are irrelevant when these history books are written. There's going to be a lot of people that are embarrassed that they even touched them, but that's not my problem. I'm here to tell you what's going to change the financial world, not what the latest thing that a bunch of kids jump on board with. That's not why I'm here. Now, James K. Phelan, he put this out, the telephonic conference to discuss SEC motion to compel turnover of documents regarding legal advice Ripple received about whether sales of offers of XRP were securities has been scheduled May 21, 2021. And then John Deaton had put out a great tweet. He's retweeting this article, Bitcoin Whale Emerges. This is that Alan Howard guy who's tied to the company that Jay Clayton just went to. I guess I don't know if he's still with it or if he replaced the guy, I can't remember. But One River holdings of Bitcoin and Ethereum are about $1 billion as of early 2021. All the buying was finished in November. Ripple and XRP sued in December. One River hires the guy who was viewed as anti-crypto to advise on crypto. Nothing to see here. Man, I hope that they do that investigation is all I got to say. CoinDesk. In a passage tucked inside the SEC note about mutual funds, the staff also said it will monitor the Bitcoin market's volatility as it assesses whether the Bitcoin futures market is ready to support an ETF. Let me tell you what I think is going on here. I think there's another leg up that these guys want for Bitcoin, and I think this is how they're going to get it. I think the SEC and all the powers that be are going to point at ownership of Bitcoin. If you think this through, ownership of Bitcoin, the actual Bitcoin, that comes with the risks of custody and all those things. I believe they're going to create this ETF, and they're going to say, see, this is finally a safe place where people can go and buy Bitcoin. And I believe for that reason that it will drive Bitcoin, maybe, who knows, maybe to the next 100,000. Even though I think Bitcoin is a joke technologically, I will probably in my IRA go and pick up at least one Bitcoin just for this announcement, okay? Because look, ultimately we're here to do well in our investments, and even though in the long term I don't believe Bitcoin is anything, but in the short term, I think because of all this marketing machine, this global marketing machine, I think that this is part of the plan. Always have thought it. The ETF announcement alone will make the price go crazy. Okay, Andrew Zell put this out yesterday. What's the thing with Ripple and US Treasury? I know what the thing is. 3 of the most recent additions to the Ripple board of directors have ties to the US Treasury Department. 2 of them joined after the lawsuit was filed. Craig Phillips joined when Ripple opened an office in Washington, D.C. in October 2019. Sue Friedman joined as well from the U.S. Treasury. So we got Rosie Rios, okay, and here he outlines that. Then we got Sandy O'Connor, who was the Treasury Markets Practices Group. And then Craig Phillips, who was the counselor to the Secretary of the Treasurer, Steve Mnuchin, okay? And then he's got this one in here. They open offices in D.C., Craig Phillips, Sue Friedman, who is joining Ripple from the Treasury Department. All right. All these things are just coincidences, right? No, they're not. They're not at all. I want you to look down at this one. This is Craig Phillips. Okay. Now, this is let me tell you what's bothered me about this SEC lawsuit all along. In order to believe that Jay Clayton is this bad guy, and this is what's bothered me from day one. In order to believe that Jay Clayton, filed this lawsuit and that there's not something else going on, you have to believe that Jay Clayton completely went rogue against all of the powers that be. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. First, let's listen to this clip. This is Craig Phillips.
Secretary Mnuchin announced a working group among the FSOC members in late 2017.
Okay. He's talking about the group that was formed. And yesterday I played a clip of you where Chris Giancarlo, at the time the head of the CFTC, and Jay Clayton, the head of the SEC at the time, both of them said they were in this working group right here and that they were all working on the digital asset thing together. So listen to what the rest of what he says is, and then I'll finish my thought.
To explore the developing market for digital assets and enhance interagency education and coordination. FSOC is the council of 10 different regulators, including state appointees and other non-voting members. That group was, the core group was the CFPB, the FDIC, the Federal Reserve, the OCC, the CFTC, and the SEC. And we met numerous occasions. We had a principal group and we had a deputy group. So I'd say the first efforts focused on 3 things: one, mutual education and information sharing. So I think the level of play of what we know about this is shot way up. It's an area that's actually hard to collect information on, and the new trade groups and many of your advocates, and it's very helpful to have this input. Second, we did a stock take of current authority pertaining to digital assets to inventory what is the current authority and how should that change. And lastly, we talked about the international landscape and the global nature of this digital asset economy, which presents challenges to understand, how regulation and market oversight should occur.
So these guys are all meeting, right? So this is the calendar of Jay Clayton that you're looking at. They meet on May 2nd, 2019, President's Working Group for Financial Markets. I think that's the same working group that he was talking about in that video. Then he meets with Jerome, right after it, he meets with Jerome Powell and Steve Mnuchin, probably the two most important figures in the working group. And then the very next day, May 6, 2019, he meets with Craig Phillips, counselor to the Secretary, Department of the Treasury. That's in May of 2019. And then in October of 2019, Craig Phillips joins the Ripple Board of Directors, almost as if, and I'm not saying I know this because I don't, almost as if he was dispatched to Ripple. Moja Loop Foundation is proud to advance its making with the help of the Interledger. Remember, this is Bill Gates' foundation, and they're working with Interledger, which was created by who? Ripple. All right. Michael at VAL5 Links put this out, and it's very common sense. This is the truth right here. So this is what all the smart people I know, this is what they're saying. Ethereum gas hit an average of $65.50 per transaction as the asset rallied above 4,300 while its market capitalization topped $500 billion. So this Ethereum is going up while the gas fees to send the stuff, or if you buy anything, it's a joke. It's a complete joke. It doesn't work. It's not scalable. It's a mess. And it goes up despite that because of the marketing program. Now, this was from DJ Peter Voss yesterday, or maybe today. Anyway, Ripple's partner Accenture writes paper with Swift on CBDCs. And then this person goes, do you mean the Accenture that is leading the Digital Dollar Foundation and working with the Federal Reserve to develop the CBDC for the United States? The Accenture working with ex-FTC head chairman Chris Giancarlo, who happens to be a Ripple advisor? Yeah, with a law firm. Yeah, we're talking about that one. And we're talking about the same digital dollar project where Adrian Harris, who was featured on Ripple's website, and I showed you that yesterday. If you look at the hearing that I showed you yesterday from back in 2018 with Chris Giancarlo and Jay Clayton, if you look closely, you'll see this guy, Daniel Gorfine, sitting behind Chris Giancarlo in those hearings just by coincidence. Now, I'm not going to play this for you, but this is the Digital Dollar Project working with Ripple. All right, but yes, a lot of you didn't know. Accenture was an early investor in Ripple and a partner. This was a paper that was done in 2016, The Journey to Real-Time Cross-Border Commercial Payments Using Distributed Ledger Technology. If you go down to the bottom, a lot of times it's fun to look at the names and where are they now, right? They've got Ripple in here. I looked this person up. He's off doing something else. But Jeremy Light, who was managing director of Accenture Payments, okay, where did he go? Jeremy Light is right here. Well, that's when he was managing director, and they wrote that paper with Ripple, and then he was an independent consultant. But then he goes to Ripple. I wonder why he did that. And he says he was look. Non-banks, market infrastructures, fiat nostro relationships, or on-demand bridging liquidity using the XRP ledger. I was also responsible for a team operationalizing the governance of RippleNet, Then he get up here in his about section, he says, with Ripple, where I help build customer base, corridors, and transaction volume on RippleNet digital asset and fiat cross-border payments network. He was literally dispatched. There's that word again, dispatched to Ripple from Accenture. And I saw this from the Billionaire Mindset today, and I've found this to be true in my life. Focus on things you can control. Do not waste your time on things that you cannot control. Focus on what you can improve, not what you can't control, because if you focus on what you can't control, that's nothing but stress. Get away from that. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe. Hit the like button. Tell your friends and family to focus on things they can control and nothing else. Thanks for listening.